One thing I always hate, and I always encourage my mentees not to do, is never practice closing a client with the client, okay? Always practice closing with a trusted partner, with somebody else that you're being coached by, with a friend, with anyone. Never, ever, ever practice on a client. Why? Because the person you could be practicing on could be a team lead, could be a broker. It could be one yes from them, could mean 7 agents come with them, and I cannot allow you to actually practice on them. So check out some tips on practicing your close without doing it on real people. Practice closing. Call as many people as you can, or even with your family, right, in your own home, and say, act like a real estate agent. I want to practice my close. I want to practice. I want you to ask me all kind of crazy questions. I want you to have an attitude on one example. I want you to be nice and sweet as pie on the next example. I want you to be, I can barely pull a word out of you on the next example. Be all these different personalities for me so that I can practice how to close different personalities, different people with different temperaments, closing somebody that's very detail oriented, closing somebody that's a talker and is talking all over you, closing somebody that's being very direct and it seems like it's a lot of tension in the conversation. You need to understand how to close all of those people. You have to practice closing. Let me tell you why. Because if you don't, then you're going to be practicing on real potential clients. And if you were to fail, as you practice on real potential clients, you can lose out on a lot of money. This sector is different than somebody that sells shoes. You had an attitude when they walked in the store, you missed out on the $80. They're gone and they're going to go somewhere else and it's fine, right? You missed out on $80. If you mess up on closing a TC client, you can miss out on thousands of dollars that you could have made for years. You do not want to practice on real clients, right? You do not want to practice on a real potential client. You want to have your posture right. You want to have your presentation right. You want to know how to answer those questions when they're digging deep and pulling through all your services and your checklists and they're asking all these random questions. You want to be prepared for anything that they have to say. As a bonus, if you actually know some real estate agents, those are the best ones, of course, to get your practice with. Because they're going to be very honest with you. They're going to ask you the real things that they're really going through, and they're going to make sure that you have proper responses because they're going to know what agents want to hear, right? So that is my final tip, okay, on 10 tips, okay, to start your career as a real estate virtual assistant. That is my final tip. I pray and hope that this was helpful to you. If you enjoyed this information, please like and subscribe. Please leave me some comments below on the tip that you got the most out of and some feedback on how you got the most out of this information. I appreciate you. If you want to learn how I could be your coach, all you have to do is go to tiffany'smasterclass.com. All right. Attend my free masterclass because I'm going to go deeper into the sector and what it can offer. And you can really just make a connection on it. This is the thing for you. Right. And if that's the case, then we can lock in at the masterclass. All right. I'm Tiffany Haynes, and I'll see you next time.